King Charles publicly heckled again amid mounting pressure following Prince William and Kate's statement. The British monarchy finds itself once more under intense public scrutiny, as King Charles faced direct confrontation during a routine royal visit. At the age of 77, the monarch arrived at Clitheroe train station in Lancashire to begin a series of engagements across the Ribble Valley. Crowds gathered along the platform and nearby streets to catch a glimpse of the king, who stepped out smiling and waving in his usual warm manner. However, the atmosphere shifted quickly when a lone protester pushed forward and shouted pointed questions that echoed across the station forecourt. The heckler demanded answers about Prince Andrew's links to Jeffrey Epstein, and specifically asked how long the king had known about the allegations. Security personnel moved swiftly to create distance, but the words carried clearly through the air, captured by mobile phones and television cameras. King Charles maintained his composure, as he has done in similar incidents, continuing to greet well-wishers and shake hands without immediate reaction. The outburst came only days after Prince William and Kate Middleton released a rare joint statement expressing deep concern over the latest Epstein files. In that carefully worded message, the Prince and Princess of Wales made it known that their thoughts remain firmly with the victims of abuse. They avoided naming Andrew directly, yet the timing spoke volumes, signaling growing unease within the inner circle of the royal family. The Clitheroe incident marks the second public heckling of the king in recent weeks, as pressure mounts over unresolved questions surrounding his brother. Earlier, a protester in another northern town had shouted similar accusations, forcing Charles to pause briefly before resuming his scheduled walkabout. These confrontations reflect a broader shift in public sentiment, where deference to royalty has given way to direct demands for accountability. The Ribble Valley visit was intended to highlight local industry and rural resilience, with meetings planned at manufacturing sites and farms. Charles was scheduled to tour a family-run engineering firm known for precision components supplied to aerospace and automotive sectors. Later engagements included discussions with dairy farmers facing rising costs, and conversations about sustainable agriculture in the face of climate challenges. The king has long championed environmental causes and rural communities, making the itinerary a natural fit for his personal interests and priorities. Yet the heckling overshadowed the positive aspects of the day, turning what should have been a routine outreach into front-page controversy. Palace aides later described the king as unfazed and determined to carry on with his program despite the interruption. He spent time speaking with local business owners, workers, and families, listening attentively to concerns about energy prices, supply chains, and workforce shortages. One manufacturer presented the monarch with a small precision machined component, crafted on site as a symbol of the region's engineering heritage. Charles expressed genuine admiration for the skill and innovation on display, and promised to raise key issues with government ministers when possible. At a nearby farm, he met with livestock producers struggling with feed costs and weather patterns that have disrupted traditional grazing cycles. The king shared insights from his own Duchy of Cornwall estates, where similar challenges are being addressed through regenerative practices. These interactions showcased the monarch's detailed knowledge and his long-standing commitment to supporting Britain's rural economy. Behind the scenes, however, aides are increasingly concerned about the frequency and tone of public confrontations during royal outings. The Epstein files continue to generate headlines with each new release, adding fresh details to the long-running controversy involving Prince Andrew. William and Kate's statement has been interpreted by many as a deliberate distancing from their uncle's past associations. By emphasizing concern for victims, they positioned themselves firmly on the side of transparency and justice rather than defense. This subtle shift has not gone unnoticed within royal circles, or among commentators who track the evolving dynamics at the top. King Charles, now 77, faces the dual challenge of managing his own health recovery while steering the institution forward. His cancer treatment earlier in the year required a period of reduced duties. Yet he has steadily returned to a full program of public engagements. The Ribble Valley visit formed part of that gradual resumption, demonstrating resilience and a determination to remain visible and active. Critics argue that the heckling reflects deeper public frustration, with perceived institutional reluctance to address the Epstein matter fully. Supporters counter that the king has already taken decisive steps, stripping Andrew of titles, patronages, and his primary residence. The relocation to Sandringham has been described as containment, a private arrangement that balances family duty with public expectations. Still, the repeated public interruptions suggest that for many, these measures have not gone far enough to satisfy demands for clarity. Security protocols around the king have been quietly strengthened, with additional plainclothes officers blending into crowds at recent events. Yet Charles continues to favor close contact with the public, insisting on walkabouts, handshakes, and unscripted conversations. This approach reflects his personal style and his belief that accessibility remains essential to the modern monarchy. The Clitheroe heckler was quickly moved away by police, and no arrests were made as the incident remained verbal. Local residents who witnessed the moment expressed mixed reactions, some condemning the interruption, others viewing it as legitimate protest. One woman who had waited 2 hours to meet the king said the outburst was unfortunate, but the monarch handled it with dignity. Another resident praised Charles for staying calm and continuing to engage with people who had come to support local businesses. The visit concluded with a reception at a historic market hall, where the king met representatives from community organizations. He spoke briefly, thanking residents for their warmth and reiterating his admiration for the Ribble Valley's spirit and enterprise. Back in London, aides are already reviewing footage of the heckling, assessing whether further adjustments to future engagements are required. The broader context remains dominated by the Epstein documents, which show no sign of slowing in their release and media impact. William and Kate's statement has added another layer of pressure, placing the king in an even more delicate position as head of the family. Royal watchers speculate that private conversations within the family have intensified as each new revelation forces fresh internal discussions. For Charles, the challenge is clear: uphold institutional integrity, while managing the human realities of a brother in difficulty. His public composure at Clitheroe despite the shouted questions served as a reminder of the resilience he has shown throughout his reign. The monarchy endures these storms as it has for centuries, adapting quietly yet steadily to changing expectations and pressures. King Charles continues to lead with measured determination, balancing compassion, duty and the demands of transparency. The Ribble Valley visit, though marred by heckling, ultimately highlighted his ongoing commitment to the regions and their people. As the Epstein story evolves, the royal family navigates a landscape where silence is no longer an option and action is closely watched. The heckling at Clitheroe may fade from headlines soon, but the questions it raised will linger far longer. King Charles, publicly heckled again amid mounting pressure, remains a stark illustration of the challenges facing the crown today. Yet through every confrontation, the monarch presses forward, focused on service continuity and the quiet work of leadership. The story of this visit is not only about interruption, but about persistence, presence and the enduring role of the sovereign. In the Ribble Valley on a crisp northern morning, King Charles showed once more why he